Thank you, Kitchen. He just left, so I was going to say this anyway, so I'm not bashing him. I just have a family member that's kind of, we have the same, my Aunt Lisa and I have the same routine every morning. I'm going to read it to you and you guys will see. I do a quick weather check each morning to see what to wear. I do the same thing. I check the weather. Isn't that crazy? This is where it diverges a little. I also do a quick Obama check to see what to pray about. Obama serves as a reverse spiritual barometer. If he's happy, it means the country is in deep trouble. He's ecstatic, so be ready for an incoming sin front with the depravity storm on the way. Posted the day before his wedding. So that's all. I'm just saying, Aunt Lisa. I posted underneath it, I posted, I'll get my raincoat, and then she deleted that post. And then I posted, ooh, Obama gross, black people are the worst, and it got like 27 likes. It's like, that's more what I'm talking about. I was on the basketball team in 7th grade, and the very first game that we had, we were down 40-0 at halftime, and my coach, Coach Horter, was not very happy, and he came in, and he threw his clipboard against the wall, and he's like, you guys are playing like a bunch of pussies! Now, he was a coach as well as an educator, so he knows that there is visual learning as well as audio learning, and he wanted to make sure everybody knew exactly how we were playing. So I went home, and I told my mom, she's like, how'd you feel about the game? I was like, well, Coach Horter yelled at us. She's like, oh, what'd he say? I was like, he called us a bunch of pussies. And she's like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, but I don't know what that is. What's a pussy? And she's like, I'm your mom. I'm not going to tell you what a pussy is. I'm like, Mom, everyone on the team knew. Everyone, like, that's, you got to tell me. And she's like, Kevin, it's inappropriate. You're too, all right, a pussy, this is weird. Kevin, a pussy, oh gosh. A pussy is what you guys were playing like on the basketball court. Okay? You guys played like a bunch of pussies. Now, as far as I can tell, my mom wasn't a teacher, but she has had 3 kids. And so I think there's just a different, he was newly married, you know? My dad doesn't like that joke. He doesn't like dirty jokes. That's not really. He mainly doesn't like that because it's disparaging to his wife's vagina, I think is the main. But he had one joke growing up, and it was the "Do you have the tickets" joke. Is anyone here?
Oh, yeah.
No, aware of the "Do you have"? Glennis knows it. Mm-hmm. Let me just tell you guys the "Do you have the tickets." So, if you're going to a ticketed event, right? You get about 20 to 30 feet away from where they're taking the tickets, and you say, do you have the ticket? And the person's like, I don't have the tickets. And you're like, do you have the tickets? And they're like, I don't have the tickets. And then you're like, well, I don't have the tickets either. Now you guys aren't laughing, but the joke is, you've got the tickets, right? So I always hated that joke growing up, right? Then you pull it out, you go in, and I always thought my dad would like get cringe in my stomach. I'd be like, he's about to do the "Do you have the tickets" joke. Dad, it's not funny. No one likes the "Do you have." Okay, he's doing it right now. But you sort of become your family, whether you like it or not. And I was at 59th Street on my way to Beacon Theater on a date. And out of nowhere, it just like came from within my bowels. I just looked at the girl I was out with. I was like, do you have the tickets? She's like, I don't have the tickets. And I was like, do you have the tickets? The person's like, I'm just riding the subway. Why are you talking to me? And then I was like, and then I was like, oh. Okay. Yep. Don't have the tickets. Don't have the tickets. We're taking a cab back to Brooklyn. And it was in that moment that I realized, you know what? As lame as that joke is, my dad had the tickets every time, okay? He put in the preparation, and it's required to pull off the "Do you have the tickets" joke. So you respect your parents. I love living here. I love living in New York. I've lived here for a while now, for about 8 years. And people get really excited here. I saw someone driving by in a cab recently, and I could tell they were tourists because the person leaned out. They're like, I love this city! City that never sleeps! I love New York! And I was like, oh my gosh. My sister does that when she comes, but it's like, that's not what we yell here, right? In New York, you don't yell things, you yell things like, if there are people everywhere, why am I so lonely? You say like, I feel superior to all of my friends in other towns, but I actually don't like my life. You say like, if I drink all 7 days during the week, that doesn't make me an alcoholic. It still does. It still does. It's just the location. And then when you go home for Christmas, you're like, I love New York! And your family's like, they're doing really well. They're doing really well.